The river doesn't forgive. It only waits, patient, hungry, remembering every name it's ever taken. Welcome to Tongue of the Serpent, a Southern Gothic horror podcast where memory haunts and the past has a pulse. Tonight's story is The River. They say a girl has been seen along the Mississippi, humming songs the living have forgotten, calling to something beneath the water that should have stayed asleep. And when the river starts to whisper back, the crew of the Morning Star listens. The River. The Girl by the Water. The Mississippi at night is a thing of quiet hunger. It moves slow on the surface, sluggish as old blood. But beneath, the current churns, restless, pulling ever onward. The city hums behind it, neon lights reflecting in the water. But here, at the river's edge, where the land turns to mud and memory, something lingers. She stands just past the reeds, her feet sinking into the damp earth, the hem of her dress clinging wetly to her skin. The scent of river rot and magnolia coils around her. Her hair drapes over her face like a shroud. She is humming, soft and low, a tune that no living ear remembers. But the river does. The river has never forgotten. The first to see her is a fisherman, up before dawn, his cigarette burning low. He thinks she's real at first, just some girl who wandered too close to the water. But when he calls out, she lifts her head, eyes wide, shining, not quite human. Then she's gone, a ripple in the mist, a whisper lost in the current. The next night, someone else sees her, and the next. Stories spread the way they always do in this city, like spilled liquor and half-remembered dreams. A ghost by the water, humming her sorrow into the dark. Some say she's looking for something. Some say she's warning them. Sister Mercy listens. She hears the way people lower their voices when they speak of the girl, how their hands tighten around their rosaries, their lucky charms, their half-empty glasses. This is not just a ghost. This is not just a haunting. This is something older, something unfinished. And things left unfinished always demand an ending. The unfinished ritual. Sister Mercy walks the riverbank, the hem of her coat damp with morning mist. The Mississippi moves slow beside her, but she can feel it shifting, restless beneath its surface. Something is pressing against the edges of the world here, a weight too old to be named. Something forgotten, but never gone. She crouches where the girl was seen, running her fingers over the patterns in the mud, half washed away, but still there. Lines drawn with a careful hand, symbols etched into the earth. Not random, not meaningless. A ritual, interrupted. Behind her, Lucian Devereaux and Renard Blackwood watch in silence. Lucian, arms folded, unreadable as ever. Renard, shifting on his feet, cigarette dangling from his lips, his eyes sharp with suspicion.
You recognize it?
Lucian asks. Sister Mercy nods, tracing the edges of a sigil, its meaning lingering just out of reach.
It's old and unfinished. Whatever she was trying to do, she didn't get the chance.
She stands, brushing dirt from her hands.
If she finishes this now, if she completes what she started,
she could unseal something.
Renard says, exhaling smoke.
Something buried beneath the river.
Lucian tilts his head.
And we don't know what that something is.
Sister Mercy shakes her head. That's the worst part. This city is full of things that should not wake. Footsteps behind them. Evelyn. She moves toward the river like someone answering a call, like someone stepping into an old, familiar dream. The wind catches her hair. The water laps at the shore, and for a moment, everything holds its breath. I know this place, Evelyn says softly. I know this feeling. Lucian watches her.
What does the river remember?
Evelyn doesn't answer. Not yet. But the river murmurs against the shore, whispering secrets in a voice only the lost can hear. The girl's story. Evelyn dreams. She stands at the water's edge, where the mud swallows footprints whole, and the river hums a song only the dead remember. The night is thick with heat, with the scent of damp earth and unseen things moving beneath the current. She is not herself. She is someone else. A girl stands beside her, barefoot, trembling, candlelight flickering against dark curls and wide, desperate eyes. Her name is Suzette. Evelyn knows this without being told. She sees it unfold in pieces, like a story whispered through time. A gathering at the water's edge, shadows moving between the cypress trees. A circle drawn in the mud, careful, deliberate, the air thick with the weight of something watching. They are young. They are fearless in the way only those who do not yet understand fear can be. The spell they speak is old, older than the city, older than the river, a promise and a plea, a calling. They do not know what they are inviting in. Then, the moment everything goes wrong. The candle flames flicker and die. The wind changes, sharp and sudden. The river, so quiet before, surges forward as if reaching for them. Someone screams. Someone runs. Suzette does not. She stands frozen as the water rises, as unseen hands curl around her ankles and pull. The last thing she sees is the terrified faces of her friends vanishing into the dark. The last thing she hears is the river swallowing her whole. And then, nothing. Evelyn wakes with a gasp, the dream breaking like water crashing over stone. She is back on the shore, Lucian and Sister Mercy watching her with knowing eyes. She wasn't alone that night, Evelyn says, voice harsh. But she was the only one who didn't make it home. Renard exhales, smoke, thoughtful.
What was it meant to do?
Evelyn swallows. Summon something, power, protection, a promise. She looks back at the river, where the water churns against the bank. But they failed, and the river took her instead. Now Suzette is trying to finish what she started, and the river is listening. The spirits of the river. Evelyn steps back into the water. It is cold, colder than it should be, sinking into her bones, wrapping around her ankles like grasping fingers. The Mississippi is never truly still, never truly quiet. Tonight it speaks. She closes her eyes and lets herself slip past the veil of what is seen. The spirits rise to meet her. They slither in the current, voices thick with silt and memory. They know her, though it has been centuries since she last called upon them. They have not forgiven her.
You walked these waters once, you called us forth, and then you turned away.
The voices churn in the dark, 100 whispers layered over one another. They are old, older than the city, older than the riverboats and bridges and stories men tell themselves to keep the past at bay. They were here before the first stones were laid, before the first names were spoken. Evelyn breathes in the river's scent, mud and decay, life and death entwined. I need to know about the girl. Laughter, soft and cruel, like the lapping of waves against stone.
She is nothing, a ripple in time, a foolish child who reached where she should not.
The water swirls, deepening, darkening. Shapes coil beneath the surface, shifting, waiting.
It is not her that you should fear. It is what she will take.
Evelyn sees it then, not in the way eyes see, but in the way something ancient stirs at the back of the mind. A shadow beneath the waves, a hunger that has waited, patient and endless. She's trying to finish the ritual, Evelyn says. What happens if she does? The river groans, a sound that does not belong to water.
The gates will open. The old things will rise.
She remembers now, remembers why she left, why she turned her back on this power long ago. Because there are things even she was not willing to bargain with. She stands there, water lapping at her knees, the weight of history pressing against her ribs. She has a choice. Help the girl find peace. Break the cycle. Let the past rest. Or let the ritual complete and see what wakes in the depths. The spirits watch her, waiting. The river breathes, and Evelyn once again must decide. The bargain. The river is rising. Dark water creeps over the banks, slow and inevitable. The city watches, though it does not know what it is waiting for. The air hums with power, the sharp tang of ozone, and something older, something deeper. Suzette stands at the water's edge, her form flickering between past and present, flesh and shadow. She is no longer just a girl who drowned. She is a wound left open for too long. Sister Mercy steps forward, her voice low, steady, weaving words in a tongue older than the city itself, a language the river understands, a language that ghosts remember.
You were wronged, and you want justice.
She tells Suzette. Suzette's eyes burn like candle flames in the dark. I want them to know what they did. Renard shudders as the current coils around his boots. Lucien watches the shifting shadows, calculating, waiting for the moment the balance tips too far.
If you finish this ritual,
Sister Mercy says,
you won't just punish those who wronged you. You'll break the seal. You'll wake what waits beneath.
The river groans, hungry. Suzette's face twists, pain, fury, longing. Then let it wake. Lucien swears under his breath. Renard tightens his grip on the silver charm at his wrist. They are running out of time. Evelyn steps forward. There's another way. The spirits turn to her, wary. The river spirits whisper in the dark. Restless, they remember Evelyn, and they do not trust her. But she knows them. She knows how the river works. The spirits won't give you peace, Evelyn says. They won't give you justice. Not unless you make them. She extends a hand, palm open, empty, an offering, a challenge. Let me carry your story. she says. Let me be the one who remembers. If your name is spoken, if your story is known, you will never be lost again. The river stirs. This is a different kind of magic, one of memory, of legacy. Suzette hesitates.
And if I say no?
Evelyn's voice is quiet. Then the river will take what it is owed, and it will not be gentle. The spirits murmur. The current thrums with unseen tension. The choice is Suzette's. She looks at the water, at the faces of the living and the dead. Then she nods. The river exhales, retreating. The ritual breaks like a wave against stone, dissolving into mist. But nothing comes without a price. As the water stills, Evelyn feels it. Something slipping away, something the river has taken in return. She does not know what it is, not yet, but the river always collects its debts. What the river leaves behind. The water is calm now, but only in the way a sleeping thing is calm. Shallow breaths, restless dreams. Suzette is gone, or at least what remained of her in this world is. The final wisps of her spirit dissolve like mist at dawn, leaving behind the scent of damp earth and something less tangible, something that lingers in the bones. Regret, perhaps, or relief. Evelyn stands at the edge of the river, her boots sinking slightly into the softened earth. She does not move, not yet. The river murmurs to her, low and secretive, its voice slipping between the reeds, curling around her ankles. It knows her. It remembers. And somewhere, deep beneath its surface, something else stirs, watching, waiting. Lucien steps up beside her, hands in his coat pockets, his expression unreadable, but he is studying her, the way he does when he knows something has changed, the way he does when he suspects she is keeping a secret, even from herself.
You okay?
Lucien asks, and it is not just politeness. Evelyn does not look at him. It took something. Lucien doesn't ask what. He just nods. He knows how these things work. Nothing comes without a price. Sister Mercy kneels in the dirt, tracing a final sigil with her fingertip, murmuring a prayer for the dead in a language the river still respects. Her voice is soft, but the power in it lingers, settling like a hush over the bank. A closure of sorts, or as close to one as they will get. Renard is the first to break the silence. He exhales, slow and deliberate, then pulls out a cigarette and lights it with the flick of his silver lighter. Smoke curls into the damp air.
Next time,
He mutters.
let's deal with a ghost that doesn't have a vendetta.
Lucien snorts. Sister Mercy shakes her head. Evelyn doesn't answer. Instead, she watches the river, listens to its whispers, because she knows this is not the last time the past will call her back, and next time it might not let her go. Epilogue: The river remembers. The city forgets because forgetting is easier. It smooths over the cracks, repaints the walls, tells new stories to drown out the old ones. But the river does not forget. Down by the water, where the mud still holds the shape of lost footprints, the air is thick with something unspoken. The scent of rain before it falls, the weight of a name left unsaid. Some nights, when the wind moves just right, A song drifts through the streets, not from any bar or passing car, but from the river itself. A voice no one remembers, singing a lullaby to something that never learned to sleep. And beneath the water, in the quiet, where the city's noise cannot reach, something listens. Something waits. The river is calm again, but only in the way a sleeping thing is calm. Evelyn knows that calm won't last. The river remembers every story, every soul, every unfinished prayer, and now it remembers her. You've been listening to Tongue of the Serpent, written and created by Loveday Funk. Wilson Revell is the voice of Lucy and Devereaux. Jared Savoy is the voice of Renard Blackwood, and Miranda Funk is the voice of Sister Mercy. If the story stirred something in you, share it, because every tale retold is a way of keeping the ghosts fed.